everybody. Today is January 6th. Oops. And we are going to be, we're not knitting, we're going to be painting or drawing. Today's prompt is busy hands. I think it's busy hands. I believe it's busy hands. There's two, I didn't realize. So we have busy hands. Let me just pull it up. Hands busy. I don't know why I said it like that. Not busy hands, hands busy. Hands keeping busy. So, and I didn't realize that we have movie and we have inner movie. That could have been when Joanne was trying to prompt me to change that one and I didn't catch that. So I'm not going to revisit it. We'll make it work. Hi, Julie. Hi, Penny. Hi, Meryl. How are you? So I've added a couple of pictures, but I know that there are some lovely ones in the Padlet that everybody has been adding as well. Elvira, thank you for adding that one of my hands. I have added, this is the one that I'm going to do, busy hands making pasta, because it was really lovely to see everybody just, you know, getting stuck into making this tagliatelle so well. It was wonderful. So I'm going to be doing that one, but there's also me. This is my knitting so far. I don't know what happened here. Something happened. I already took a few rows out, so you'll be proud of me. I did take the rows out because I'm usually I'm not going to do anything with my knitting. Anyway, so this is, I have to finish this yarn before Sunday, which is not going to be difficult because I did a whole bunch yesterday. And I switched to holding the yarn in my left hand, and it was so much easier, Louise and Nanette. So much easier. And it kind of just fell into place because I think that's how my mum taught me. So so that was good. Thank you for the you know, scolding yesterday that I was doing it all wrong. It was so much easier, so much easier. And then I also put an image of my sister making pizza dough, and there's a beautiful one of a mural that Patricia put. And then there is, she put also another one, Italy, holding a rose, and then Esty put one, packaging or making a gift package, or packing a gift rather. I love this one, Hippo. This is great, of you drawing your David Bowie. And Heike knitting. That just blows my mind. Like, look. So many different patterns and colors. And then thank you, Elvira. Elvira took a screenshot and got my hands going through the birds. And then we have Julia, I guess her husband, playing bass. And Laura at a Giants game and the marching band. And then we have a beautiful sculpture that Silke put in, and Louise added her hands knitting. See, this is why I don't think I'll do the knitting, because, and Scott did a lovely one. This is beautiful too. Busy hands, gardening. Photo from 2919. Into the future, Scott. I know that you probably meant 2019, not 2919. Nanette, no, you weren't bullies. You were absolutely right to guide me in a much easier way. And you know what? I'll be interested to see if if my friend Rose actually does it that way, or she thought it would be better to teach me that way. But she knits very, like, I don't know, she does something that it just looks very easy, but this one is much easier for me anyway. Good morning, Barbara. All right, so this was yesterday's if you didn't see it because you weren't in our Zoom meet. It was Open Skies, and I did Montalban, which is the Zapotec site in Oaxaca. So if you're coming to Oaxaca with me, we're going to be going to Montalban. It is pretty spectacular. And I also wanted to just do the, I haven't got a quote for today actually, I'll find one. Tierra y libertad, which means land and freedom. So yeah, I like how they're turning out. They're slowly coming together, which happens if you do a daily practice, right? Hey C, how are you? I'm just going to turn the heater on. It feels chilly in here this morning. And then I will be back and probably, see, I don't think I'm going to paint with gouache today. I think I'm going to use markers. Yeah, even though I'm using this lovely paper, which is fantastic for gouache, I think I'm going to use some markers. I did treat myself to some new markers. This is not for you guys to go and buy all these new markers, but I wanted to try these brush pens for the longest time. They're the Faber-Castell, so I think I'm going to be using these. I have, well, I need a brighter blue as well, but I can substitute with maybe another color. But she had a beautiful blue shirt on, La Nonna, so I'm going to be doing that. I may actually do it upside down, and then it'll be kind of a surprise when I turn it around. I like doing that. Good morning, Scott. 1 second. I didn't, I should have scarves down here because I didn't bring a scarf down, and because I wore it upstairs last night and I left it upstairs. But I should bring like a little scarf down here so that I feel a little bit warmer. Okay, so no painting today, just sketching. And like I said, I'm going to turn it the opposite way. Perhaps I will quickly find a quote. There is a Hans quote, which I think we have used before in our quotes. You know how we did a month of quotes? Let's have a look. Busy hands are better than a babbling mouth. Oh no, that one's, I'm not going to do that. But I do like, I found one just now that is busy hands. Oh, where is it? Busy hands calms minds. I kind of like that. So I'm going to write that one down here and just put it over here and get that done quickly first. I think that's true, right? We all keep our hands extremely busy. And I think it's really good for calming us. Julie says, they're good, but I never use the fine tips and the pink molded one summer. Oh, the pink molded, that's not good. You know what, the fine tips are not that fine though. Like, I quite like that. I'll show you when I'm doing this one. I should have pulled this a little bit further over. Maybe I'll put two hands here. And then Calm's mine's down here. Hello, Raphael. How are you? Nanette says, once you learn the Sophie scarf, you can knit many, some to leave upstairs and some down. Yes, that's such a good idea. Such a good idea. My friend Rose has high hopes. She's like, you'll be knitting cable and everything in a year. And I'm like, I'm not sure. But it's incredible how quickly we were able to gather a few people to make up a little group, a knitting group. So if you're there sitting by yourself, and why not, it's nice sitting by yourself as well, but if you can find a few people in your neighborhood who want to, you know, meet up and do some knitting and chat once a week, I think it's great. It's great to have that community. You may already have it. Does anybody have a knitting group here? Whoa, big hands, crazy fingers. They're just gonna be silhouettes. Huh? Hola, Patty. How are you, Patty? Okay, I'm gonna get this done. I don't think I'll do it all. I think I'll do the background in watercolor just to get a wash, because I don't really want to use that much. I don't want to use that much of my markers. The markers I can do for just the writing on top. So let's get that washed in. Nanette says, I used to have one with friends. We met in a coffee shop. Yeah, my friend, she said that she actually met in the yarn shop. So the lady who owned the yarn shop was kind enough to let them all meet in there. All right, I'm going to pull a beautiful blue to match Lanona's top when I do Lanona on the other side. Julie says, I do have one, but I can't go because of work schedule. Oh, do you have it in your town, in Clermont? Raphael says, very well. Super snowy here in Paris. Oh, you're in Paris too? Did you know you're in Paris and Hippo is in Paris? Do you guys know each other? That's probably why you go to Hippo's things, isn't it? Hippo's lives. So I have to thank Hippo for introducing you to our group, Raphael. And Julie says, yes, cute yarn shop when we can meet up. Oh, nice. Okay, this is really not going to show the markers, so maybe I will have to switch and do, I think I have some acrylic markers down here, so maybe I'll do acrylic markers. But I will use these markers for the for the piece that I'm going to do. I'm really excited about my class today. I can't wait to get teaching again. I've missed it. I took December off and I really missed it. Actually, did I take November as well off? It'll be nice to see everybody. It'll be nice to focus on a subject matter for a few hours. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll come back and add to it. I'm just seeing if I have my, oh yeah, I do. I have these, which are actually the CasArt acrylic brush markers. So I'll try these on there when it's all dry. Okay, I'm turning it around, everybody, because that's what we do. And I need that photo. Let me... I think I have to screenshot it. She says, we have a group that meet up at our 2 libraries. Yeah, libraries are good for that too. A little cute yarn shop. We don't have a little cute yarn shop though. Patricia says, tell us more about your class, please. Well, unfortunately you missed the discount because that ran out yesterday and it starts today. It's at 10 a.m. I messaged you on WhatsApp, Patty, a couple of days ago. So it is 4 weeks long, Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. for 2 hours. And then it is on Saturday, we have a review and complete. So the theme is, or the topic is, foundations to finish pieces. So we'll work on, you know, all the foundational elements that make up a piece of work: composition, line, value, form, all that good stuff. And then we'll work on one piece every class. So we'll do a lot of warm-up exercises and then work on one piece. And then if you don't get that piece finished, you can always work on it in the Saturday class. So today's is still life, tomorrow's is actually pets and animals. And then next week we have figures and portraits, and then the following week is interiors and landscapes. And then the final week we're bringing everything together and either making one painting or 2 paintings. It depends what you want. If you're fast, you can make one in the 2 hours on the Tuesday and one on the Wednesday, or if you want to just slow down and just focus on one, you can get one done. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it. I think everybody will enjoy the whole process of not just focusing on one thing, but the build up to finish something. Yeah. All right, let me get started. So I'm just going to do because you know, a frame just to frame it. Julie said, ooh, exciting themes. They're all the themes that you know I love focusing on. So everything that we're doing this month is, well, I mean, I think it covers a lot, right? It covers, interiors is very similar to urban scapes. So you've got, you know, you've got the whole structure and everything, and then figures and portraits. Love those, and incorporating life into a picture I think is really important. And everybody loves pets, so if you didn't want to do a figure in your last piece, you can just put a pet in there or an animal, and incorporating the outside in as well through windows, etc. Thinking about patterns and textiles and all that great stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. And you don't have to have any specific mediums. You can bring what you have, basically. So anything can be substituted. So if I'm using gouache, you can use watercolor. If I'm using a pencil, you can use a pen if you really want to. So it's really, it's what you have in your studio, what you like to work with. I don't want anyone to think that there's a list that you have to go and spend lots of money on. And if you want to do it just in pencil, the whole thing, then you can do it in pencil. So I need to focus a little bit on where I'm putting these lines. So because I don't have many colors, I'm going to try and keep these colors. What I'm going to do is mix the colors, because this way I can get darker colors. So for example, her sleeves, they are black, so I'm going to take my red Julie says, talking about pencils, Le Jeune de Beaux-Arts is now carrying Holbein. Oh, they didn't carry it before? I don't know many places that carry Holbein here up in Canada. I have to check. You know, I've never tried a Holbein pencil, like a Holbein color pencil. I was gonna do the no spend, you know, inspired by, oh, I didn't mean to go over that, that's okay. Inspired by Maria from Ohio, and I don't know if I can do it, because when I'm teaching and things, like I run out a lot of things, so, and I know I don't need Holbein pens, but I would like to try them. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of line and a little bit of color blocking. I think that will work. And I'm going to try and dedicate, like, or allocate one color to certain things. Like, for example, the boards, I'm going to make sure. I tried to get one of those. Sorry, I'm jumping. Make sure they're all one color. That's gone off at a different angle. It's okay, I'm just going to put that like that. So maybe the boards I will fill in, and the pasture is going to be a little bit lighter. I tried to get one of those rolling pins, like the big rolling pin. It's not that easy. Maybe if I find a store in Toronto, like an Italian store, maybe in Little Italy, I can find one. Good morning, Maria. Oh, Jessica. Hey, Pearly. Good morning. Are these watercolor? Yes, they are watercolor markers. They're very nice and chunky. They are very nice and chunky. I'm just, I got them in England and I'm kind of playing around with them because I was going to paint this morning and I'm like, no, I just feel like using markers. I do love markers. So I'm doing a little bit of an upside down image. Just, you know, to make it easier for my brain this morning. And the topic this morning, or the prompt, is hands busy, because I like to say things a little bit backwards. I don't know if that's knowing more than one language, but yeah, it should have been busy hands, but hands busy. A little bit strange, but hi Carolyn, how are you? Which scene or what is everybody else drawing? I'd like to know which one you're drawing. There are lots of beautiful photos on there. Thank you for adding them. It's the 6th today, isn't it? The day of the Three Kings. Does that mean I have to take down all my decorations? I love having Christmas decorations up and the little lights and everything. I don't want to take them down. Do we have to really take them down? Kind of do, don't we? That doesn't make me happy. Okay. We have, so I do, you know what? I am going to add a color, I think. I'm going to add a color because I really want her to be different and brighter blue. That's not the right blue. Oh dear. Do I even have a blue like that in markers? I think these are going to be too dark. I mean, I could use this one. Maybe I'll use this one. It's a little bit lighter. C is doing hands from my trip to Jamaica. When did you go to Jamaica? Do I know something that you haven't told us? Or do you know something that you haven't told us? Do I know something? I don't know. When did you go to Jamaica? This paper, I don't think I've used this paper for markers. It's lovely. The Zeta, Stillman and Burns Zeta. It is really nice. So this is just the first layer of markers, and then I'll come in with some extra stuff. I think I may use this also for the shadows. Maybe a little bit too dramatic, but that's okay. Let's create some drama. So like drawing upside down or painting upside down, it's just like a big puzzle piece. If you like puzzles, you'll like doing it upside down. Maria says, I'm drawing a picture of my hands taking paper off a transfer. Oh, nice. I mean, you've got tons of pictures of your hands being busy, especially with the paper making. That would have been really cool as well. Pearlie says, I took my Christmas down yesterday. Very sad, but I put out Valentine's decor to make me cheerful again. That's a really good idea, because when you come back from Oaxaca, it'll be a Valentine's almost. And Nanette says, I'm catching up with yesterday. And C says, ooh, guide gave a little girl a handful of marigolds. I photoed their hands. He was teaching us the local plants and their meanings. I was in Jamaica as part of a cruise many moons ago. It's a lovely place. I have been to Jamaica once. That's where my husband's mum was from. And so when I was pregnant with Jordan, Ashley was almost 2 years old, we went down to Jamaica. Flying while I was 6 or 7 months old. That wasn't so fun, but survived it. I just couldn't do the things like going to the falls and things like that. I went there, but I didn't climb. So I just stayed on the beach. Just asking our group if anybody has any photos. If not, I'm going to just do something off-piste and choose something, you know, completely different to what my thoughts were on creating some paint and draw sessions, because I'm still waiting for photos from who's here, Nanette. Carolyn, if you have any photos too. I don't think we've done one of where you live. Julie, we've done Clement. Barbara, if you have any of where you're from. Am I missing anyone from Joanne? Penny, Betty Penny. Good morning, Melissa. Sorry I didn't see you coming in. C says, love Jamaica. You weren't there long though. See, that's, you know, you'll have to go back and go for longer. Just a one stop is not enough. I love the repeat of stripes throughout here. So we've got hands over here. We have stripes here. Christina. Oh, and I can use the red for Christina up here. And I've got some blue on there. yeah, if anybody wants to send me photos, then we can have a session from your town this week or this weekend. It's only Tuesday, so I'd love to plan some times. If not, I will just create. I have a couple of ideas. Scott said, I will try and get photos of San Antonio this week. Fantastic. Sue says, I absorbed everything I could. Oh, that's great. Oh, you can just DM me. Just on Instagram, just send them over to me there. Just 8 or 9, Carolyn, no more. Because if not, that we don't get time to draw them all. Julie says, I'm drawing Louise's hands. Great. Oh, and you'll send yours today. Okay, fantastic. Great, so we'll have a couple of sessions this weekend, or one session this weekend, and then I can organize the next one for next week. I want to fill January up with places where you guys are from, so that would be nice. And if there's anybody else here that hasn't done... Okay, that's a bit of a weird shape. Any other red? No, but I do want more hands. So lots of hands, busy hands, making pasta. They were very organized, this place where we went. It was just a little farmhouse that hosted these pasta making courses. And yeah, we got a lot done in a short period of time. It was great. And I can't remember how many years she's been making pasta, but they make pasta every single day. Fresh pasta. Because it really doesn't take that long. I did say I was going to color the boards in, didn't I? Could leave some like that. Patricia says, sorry, what was that you want? You're good. It's just, it's for new people who we haven't, well, new and old people who, not necessarily old in age, but anybody remember how we were doing that whole series where we're from? Patty, we have done you and France and Spain, I believe. Or maybe we did Peru. Anyway, I'm just asking, like people like Nanette, Carolyn we haven't done because she wasn't here when we started doing that series. Hippo, Bitty Penny, like people who basically have joined recently and we haven't, and Nanette, and we haven't really continued our series of where we're from, so that's all. So I'm not 100% sure if this is going to make sense when I turn it around, but that's the fun of it. Okay. was supposed to do that in this blue, not in the same blue as Lenona, a darker blue. Yeah, maybe I will fill them. If I don't fill them, then they're not, it's not a consistent element of the piece. Nice thing about markers is that you can treat them like paints, so that transparency and build of layers is something that you can utilize, that you go over one. So for example, here I've done one layer, and then you can use that as a darker line, like this edge here. See this one here as well. You can layer them and go slightly darker in certain areas. And it feels almost like another color when you're doing that. So you don't have to bring all, like if you're out sketching, you don't have to bring all the markers with you, as long as you know that you can darken one or use another color to darken it. That's the end of the table up here. So we have a lot of boards, a lot of rolling pins. Okay, I don't have gray, so I'm gonna, should I do? Yeah, I'm gonna do green hair. Sorry, Nick. If you're watching this, you're getting green hair. Because it has a lighter tone to it than the other colors that I've got. So that's what you're getting. Green hair. Hey, maybe it could be a new trend. I don't think so. Oh, there's also some green. Heike has a green shirt on, or green sweater. And there's some green up here. It's also really lovely to walk to this little farm. We walked down the hill from the village that we were at, and then along the road. It really isn't a very busy place, so we were fine to walk on the road. I could have gone brown with her hair. Still looking at shapes, or just looking at shapes really, so I don't get overwhelmed and try and think what it is. I put a little bit of dark into this side of the hair here. And again, you don't have to think of details. When people are this far back, they can just be little color, bits of color, blocks of color. I was going to just outline, but I think the skin needs to be a little bit more, but at least underneath, like almost like the shadow of the hands. I've got lots of hands up here as well. I am going to be turning it the other way when I start doing the lettering on the other side, because I can hardly see what I've written there. Okay, a little bit of this color, and a little bit of this color up here. I think I'm almost done. A bit more blue here. Oh, and maybe, yeah, the brown that I was going to add. Then I can have a green, what do you call it, apron on. This I need to change a little bit. And just do, I know that it wasn't this way, but I want to fill it in so it's not white. Some weird looking hands. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and see what I need to add. Just put this like this, and did have that little light blue I'm going to put right here. I can't remember what flower it is. Is it Decheco? It looks like Decheco. Hello, Ruchadore. Is that how you say it? Ruchadore. Okay, so we have our busy hands here. I may refine a little bit, maybe with a 14B, but for now I'm okay with just leaving it like that. And then I'm going to do the wording over here. And oh yes, I would love to see Maryland from Sarah's world too. I don't know where Sarah is though. Sarah has disappeared. Okay, so that was the image that I just did upside down. La Nonna is a little bit, I've just given her a bit more of a bouffon, which is okay. But that was Busy Hands pasta making in Italy. Now these are acrylic markers, so I'm going to try these for the quote, and we'll see how that turns out. So I guess I don't need this anymore. Rushadora just said, I just joined. Can you tell why you are drawing upside down and why we should draw upside down? Well, it's early here and sometimes my brain can't figure out a busy scene, so I turn it upside down and just treat it like a puzzle. So for me, it's more of a really focusing on shape and color, and rather than perspective and form and trying to get the whole scene in. So that's why I like to use it. And yeah, we use it in our classes as well. Okay, mine's I'm gonna do in purple. I don't always paint upside down. Ruchador. Is your name Ruchador? Diore? Rucha? These are actually not bad, everybody. If you're in England, you guys can find these at Cassat, and they were pretty reasonable as well. They're the Cassat brand of acrylic brush markers. Water-based and permanent. Calm. Now, to me, calm means like it gives me pink vibes, or yellow. Maybe no, yellow is not calm. Yellow is like, let's go. Maybe pink. I don't know how opaque the pink is though. Let's have a look. It's not as opaque as the purple. I may have to do another layer of pink over the top. I don't know why Piper's hair is on here somewhere. Where are you from, Rucha? We have so many people from all different places around the world here. We have friends from England, Spain, France, Germany, the Netherlands, the US, Canada. I'm not sure if anyone is from Peru. Any other places that I've missed? I feel like I've missed some. Maria says, I'm so rusty at drawing hands or strawing hands at drawing hands. It's been a while. I know, and you love drawing hands. That's okay. You'll warm up. Okay, I'm just gonna put the hands in here. I don't mind drawing hands. I used to not love drawing hands a lot more. And then I did the 100-day project, and that really helped get my dislike for hands out of the way. Drawing something over and over will definitely help you. I think it's not about it. I think I was scared because my hands never looked. See, this one's going a bit weird. Never looked right, but then, yeah, I was probably overthinking it. Okay, hands. Well, we could go with green, or I kind of like the busy or orange. Let's do hands in green and then busy in red. Oh, from India. What time is it there? Is it late? Like, our friend Rashmi is from India too. And Abba. They don't always come. I know that the time difference is hard for them. It doesn't show up too much. I can go back into that. Certain colors show up more. I don't know if I don't think they're as good as Posca's or the Sharpie markers. The Sharpie markers are really great. A lot of mine have dried up though. See, you use the Sharpie markers too. Do they, like the acrylic markers, do they dry up on you as well? Because you use them quite a lot. Okay, I'm going to take the blue and just make is that going to be dark enough? Yeah. Just make a shadow on the hands. So today's prompt was busy hands, or hands busy. Why did I do that? Busy hands, hands busy. I forgot to post yesterday's in our chat. But there's a chat over on Substack that you can post your daily images. Wow, didn't do too badly with time today. I'm surprised. I didn't look at the time at all. So that's not bad considering. Considering I didn't look and we got both pages done. It may be nice to fill all like the space with lots of hands. But this is La Nonna and cooking class for pasta. In Montelpero. And it is January 6th, 2006. Oh, 2026. There we go. It's 6:30 p.m. Oh, that's quite a good time. 6:30 p.m. Well, we're back here tomorrow and Thursday, Rucha. So join, come say hi. Tomorrow's prompt, we have a drawing group over on Substack, and everything's in the description if you're interested in joining. But tomorrow's prompt is, I can tell you, tomorrow's prompt is window view. That's a nice one. I like window views. So I will be painting or drawing a window view, but what they were. And then we had, this one was first stretch. And this one was warm drink. And then the first one was bookshelf. Done a whole week of them. Through my whole sketch, but the names of the prompts. And maybe that. Sorry about the bad reception. I will hopefully while we're having a. Thank you everybody for joining. I will see some of you later.